Welcome to English Zone Spoken English. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I hope you are also doing well. Today I'm going to discuss the way we learn language. Here comes a question. What's an important? We are learning the language or we are learning about the language. Learning about the language means learning the structure, rules, morphology, syntax, phonology, etc. That is in a broader sense. But when it comes to learn the language means use the language. So in a communicative English, what is important? About the language or the language? I'm sure the language means language is a skill acquired by using. So language is a tool to be used. Suppose you are learning driving a car. You learn about that devices, steering, horns, brake, etc. Can you be a successful driver? Never. Because it's a peripheral knowledge that will never help you to become fluent in a targeted language. But instead, if you want to be a good driver, you start driving itself. I mean that you cannot drive at a stretch first. Try to drive as much as you can. So, that knowledge of a structure, rules will never help you to improve your communication skills. But this is a confusing act. But people know very well how a man learns the language by speaking practice. But when it comes to communicative skill, other area, as I told you, driving or any other skill, people know very well. All the skills are acquired by sustained practice, constant practice, or rigorous training. But language doesn't need a constant practice. That's why many people take a claim a language can be learned within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That is not reality. That is against the truth. It needs a lot of effort. Effort means a lot of sustained practice. Practice can only make you a good speaker of English. But if you focus more about the language, no one can speak. So, an example, the way we learn our mother tongue, how the people learn their mother tongue. They first learn about this structure, grammar, etc., or vocabulary. Nothing. When they tried during their childhood, when they tried to learn the language, their brain is completely blank. Mind also blank. But they are exposed to a very good language environment. So people learn the language through environment, but they don't think. While our case also, while we were a baby, we focused on that structure. Did you ever think about the structure or correctness or errors? No, because error is the byproduct of learning. When we start learning, thriving, we have errors. All of a sudden or overnight, no one can learn thrive. The same way by the overnight or by shortly, no one can the language also. But language is a process. We have to go through that process of learning. But a person wants to speak English in no time, I mean within a few days. I think that is impossible. No one can make anyone speak English. This is a skill to be acquired by the person. So in order to speak English fluently, that person should practice. This is a practical, not a theoretical. But when we learn or focus on other area, structure, not theory, that is theory, not practical. So, for anyone, especially non-native speakers, for them some difference, because for us means for non-native speakers, English is foreign to them. It's a foreign language. But for native speakers, that is not foreign to them. That is their origin, their own language. So, for them, they have a lot of exposures, atmosphere of English speaking. But non-native speakers, they have no atmosphere. So, how can they acquire this skill? So, for them, they have to learn some basic things too. Without knowing anything, no one can learn language. And the way we learn our mother tongue is the best way to acquire any skills, any language skills, not only mother tongue, not only English. But when we focus on that particular structure, grammar, we lose, we are rusted. So we don't emphasize that structure also. Let the mistake come. Don't worry. Through mistake, we can improve. And when we focus that mistake very often, our languages are rusted. We cannot speak. That is why even for teaching children, that teachers should be very, very vigilant. When the students start speaking English, if the teachers rectify or intervene, they cannot speak. They will be hesitant to speak English. So I mean, it is not very easy task but it needs some time, some period. Through that period, they can acquire the language skill. So, we should focus on the language. When we focus other things, we are disturbed. Our language is disturbed. What's an outcome? We fumble, struggle to learn the language. Then you see how the person, especially many people who are migrating to other states or other country for an employment. Then when they migrate to other countries, they will acquire that country's language by using. So focus on that language, not about the language. Bye.